Berkshire Hathaway Home Team Realty and your friends here at WOCA.
Career Source, Citrus, Levy, Marion brings together business and community partners, economic development leaders, and educational providers to connect employers with qualified, skilled talent and job seekers with employment and career development opportunities. Tune in the first and third Wednesday of each month at 9:30 a.m. to Career Source, Citrus, Levy, Marion, and learn how they can help you.
That was the sound of a tree falling. It could be your tree. You're going to have it trimmed, but never got around to calling Pride Tree Service. It could have fallen in a field, and now all you have to do is call Pride Tree Service, and they'll have it quickly out of the way for a great price. But don't wait until the tree falls. It may not fall in the field. It may hit your car, your house, or worse. So call Pride Tree Service today and avoid all those headaches before they happen. Pride Tree Service, 840-0750. That's 840-0750.
WOCA, WOCA.
The most trusted name in news, Fox News, every half hour, only on 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
WOCA.
All right, 25 minutes before 8 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. When my son was younger, he and I used to go camping a lot, and I can't remember how many times. I can't tell you how many times we were at the campsite, right, ready to have our fun, right, and we forgot an extension cord, or I know that's not real rough camping, but trust me, that was there was always an outlet somewhere. But if you don't have an outlet, an extension, or you forget a can opener, right, or you forget matches or some way to start a fire, right, you forget everything. I have gone shopping at the grocery store specifically for dog food. Came out with $70 worth of groceries, got home and remembered, oh, geez, I forgot the dog food.
Yeah.
I'll go to the grocery store and I will find somebody else's shopping list in the shopping cart, and I think, gosh, I really should do this. I wonder what was on their list. I could use their list.
Yeah, right.
We have a lady on the phone who's going to show us and explain to us not only for shopping purposes, but how to make your life a lot better with lists. Paula Rizzo is on the phone. She's an Emmy Award-winning broadcast journalist. And on April Fool's Day, we got to make sure nobody thinks we're fooling them with anything.
Exactly. She's top-notch.
She's written a book called Listful Thinking, Using Lists to Be More Productive, Highly Successful, and Less Stressed. Less stressed. That's an important part of this. Good morning, Paula. How are you doing?
Hey there. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Where are you? Where are you calling from?
New York City.
All right. See, I'm jealous. I want to be in New York.
Well, it's been a very rough winter, so
I know.
Much better.
Is it cold right now? Is it cold there right now?
Yeah, it's about 32 degrees.
That is cold. Really?
Yeah.
How'd that happen?
Yeah, it won't leave us. It keeps coming.
Is it global cooling again? Did Al Gore do an April Fool's joke on this? All right. So yeah, my list. I'm not a. I know I need to, but I don't do lists. So
yeah.
In a way, I do. Like when I prepare for this show, I have a list of things to talk about. So.
Always.
Sure, and that's for me. That's what happened, right? So as a TV producer, I was really on my game. I always had a rundown. I always knew what was coming next. I had a list of questions. I had a list of shots to get. Really organized. Got everything done. Felt like I was on my game. But at home, I wasn't really doing it as much. So then I said, you know what? Let me start using some of the checklists and list ideas and things at home, and then we'll see what happens. And it worked out. It's been great. I've been a lot less stressed at home. Really?
And so in addition to, so do you ever make a list, say, oh, God, what things I got to do? I got to make a list. So making a list is on your list of things to do?
Yes, of course. I think anytime you can prepare ahead of time, like you were talking about a camping trip, just going through everything in your head beforehand. And this is not just like the day before or the morning of. This could be a couple weeks in advance that you're like, oh, let me start writing this list and getting it together, and then keep adding to it as you think of things, as things come up. So then it doesn't seem like such, it's not like it's homework. It's just preparation. to get everything in order.
Yeah, because you do think of things at the last, or at weird times. Maybe not the last minute, but at weird times. Like you're taking a shower and you're thinking, oh, that's right, I got to put that on a list.
Exactly,
Right?
exactly right. And yeah.
I love the fact that one of your two of your points is to improve focus and increase self-esteem, because self-esteem is so important these days. You know, you can't even a person can't even walk out of the door without fearing they're going to be criticized by somebody.
Right. Well, being able to write something down, first off, the second you write down a to-do, you're 33% more likely to actually do it, because there's something about writing it down on paper that kind of cements it.
Yes.
And
yes.
you're right. It just becomes like a real thing. It's like, okay, well, I said it. I put it out there. You're more accountable. And then the other thing about, you know, self-esteem, as soon as you cross that off that list, I mean, it's like the best feeling ever. You're just like, look at me getting stuff done, you know.
That's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I think sometimes when we make lists, you were pointing out that when you write it down, you sometimes remember even without the list. It's kind of weird. It's like, oh gosh,
Yeah.
I didn't need to write this down. I'm fine. But if you didn't write it down, it wouldn't have been cemented in your brain.
It's so true. And, you know, there are highly trained professionals who use checklists all the time. Surgeons, airline pilots, they have checklists to get through every, you know, inch of their job. And, you know, these are highly skilled people who've gone to school for a really long time for all of this stuff. They know their stuff, but things pop up, distractions happen, and just having that guide to refer back to, kind of like a roadmap, it's just so helpful.
Wow. The book includes information about some well-known celebrities who have used lists. Can you give us some examples and what kind of lists they made that were maybe never known to the public but suddenly are?
Sure. Well, Madonna is a big list maker, and a lot of her lists actually have been auctioned off. You know,
Really?
a lot of her lists, a lot of her lists are very much like, you know, go for dress fitting, get this done, get that done, ask so-and-so about that. And you can find those online if you search for them. Johnny Cash, big list maker. One of his to-do list items was Kiss June, which I think is adorable.
Oh, that is wonderful.
Isn't that cute? John Lennon was a big list maker. And then, you know, there's others like Ben Franklin,
Really?
Ellen DeGeneres. Yeah, there's a lot of people who I'm trying to think who else. Sandra Bullock, Heidi Klum. These are people who are, you know, very successful, but they use this as their little, you know, trick in their back pocket to keep things organized and get stuff done.
Wow. And John Lennon is the one we often credit with the line, life is the things that happen when you're busy making other plans.
Yes.
So, so those things aren't on the list.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Pops up.
Is your website, listproducer.com, an extension of the book Listful Thinking? Can we go there for tips too?
For sure, yeah. Listproducer.com is my website, and I have a blog that goes up 3 times a week there, and there's information about the book, and, you know, all kinds of list stuff and productivity tips and things like that.
So do you have a list that says 7:30, call Larry and Robin on WOCA?
Oh, yeah.
You do?
Oh, yeah. That list was written yesterday. Right here.
Oh, that's funny. And do you amend your list as you go through the day? I mean, obviously you cross things off, but do you add things and put asterisks?
So, for sure. Like, for the most part, I'll make my list for work the night before I leave the office. So I'll run through the following day in my head and say, okay, here's all the stuff I have to get done tomorrow, and go through it all. And then, you know, stuff pops up. I think of things. You know, I email myself, or I have a pop-up that pops up, you know, like a scheduler to say, hey, add this to your list, and then I'll add it to my list, and I'll know to do it. But it's just the idea of getting it on the list and not just being reactive to things that happen. Like, as soon as things happen, you don't need to go jump and answer the phone right away and do this and do that, or answer that email right away. Stick to your list and then keep adding to it, and you'll get more done that way.
Oh, yeah. And as a writer, I'm wondering if you can relate to this, that certain times of the day, for me, it's the morning. For some reason, it's easier to write. Your brain is clearer or something in the morning.
Yep. Absolutely. And so I always tell people, figure out what your productivity style is. So if somebody is not a morning person, you're not going to, you know, get up at 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. and you're like, all right, let me start writing out my book. It's just not going to work for you. So you have to see what works for you and make it, make it part of your routine. So if morning writing is your thing, go for it.
And this is going to help people be more organized, and they will have less stress. But this will also help them keep from doing things at the extreme last minute, like trying to feed the children, putting on your makeup, and rushing out the door in 10 minutes.
Exactly. It's just a little bit of preparation ahead of time, even meal planning, being able to say, okay, here's the stuff that I'm going to buy. These are the meals that I'm going to make this week. So when you get home from work, you just go into autopilot, and it's like, okay, well, I'm just making tacos today. That's it. That was my choice. And anytime you can kind of, decrease the amount of decision making that you're making beforehand, it's just so much easier when you get into the actual mode. Same thing, when you're going on vacation. Being able to have all of those things just done for you before you get there, you enjoy it so much more.
Wow. Toward the end of my mother's life, I used to go grocery shopping for her all the time, and she would give me a list, and she knew which grocery store I was going to, and the list was so amazing because she knew exactly where everything was in the store. The first thing on the list would be the farthest to the right, and then I would make my way through the store, and by the time I'm done, I'm the farthest to the left at the last thing on the list.
Wow. And none of this rubbed off on you? There was no...
Yeah, I know. I know. Every Saturday. See, I'm pretty regimented with work. I do, in a way. I mean, if you look at how I'm surrounded by papers right now, it's sort of my own way of doing a list. But on Saturdays, I wake up and say, okay, this is what I'm going to do today, but I never write it down. And by the end of the day, oh, man, I meant to do this.
Right.
Sure.
Whatever it was.
Well, this book is really going to help, me too, because I like to think that I can remember everything in my head, but I know I can't, so I have to start making lists.
Well,
good. Well, I'm glad it'll help you both get it out of your head, put it down on paper.
So the book is available how? How do we get the book?
Anywhere books are sold. Amazon, Barnes & Noble, your local bookstore.
Make a list. Put it on your list of things to get. Is this book, Listful Thinking. Listful Thinking. Using lists to be more productive, highly successful, and less stressed. Paula Rizzo is a sweet-looking lady. I see your picture on your website.
She's beautiful.
The website is listfulthinkingbook.com. And what was the blog site called?
It's listproducer.com.
Listproducer.com.
Yeah.
Paula, thank you for being on the air with us this chilly New York morning. In Florida. You know what it is here.
Thank you.
Hold on, let me tell you what the temperature is. Oh, it's 6.
Do I don't want to hear it.
62. It's going to be 83 today.
Yes.
That is killer.
Yeah, you got to come down.
Thanks for
the
that.
Rolling Stones are going to be here.
That's right.
Thank you, Paula. All right,
Thank you, guys.
We'll take a little break. Be right back.
You've got a garden, and we've got a show for you called You've Got a Garden with your host, Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin. Carol Ann answers your questions about your flowers, your veggies, your grass, your trees, even questions about your bugs. And she's only on WOCA, so don't miss Carol Ann Baldwin and You've Got a Garden each Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on WOCA The Source.
Let's give it up for old asphalt and a new pair of shoes. Let's give it up for a good rhythm meeting a sweet melody. For a church cookout under clear skies. Let's give it up for good things coming together, like bundling your auto and other policies together with an Allstate agent, which can save you time and keep you better protected. Let's give it up for good.
To receive your comparative insurance quote, contact the McDonald Agency at 622-2333.
Located next door to Silver Spring State Park and a few minutes from historic downtown Ocala, our award-winning Holiday Inn Express Hotel and Suites of Silver Springs is the place to stay for a friendly, memorable, and fun experience. Enjoy our fast and free Wi-Fi, complimentary hot breakfast, and free parking. Whether you're in town for work or play, our friendly staff will make you feel right at home. That's the Holiday Inn Express and Suites of Silver Springs.
Proud sponsor of College of Central Florida basketball on WOCA The Source.
So you need a credit card, but how do you choose? Let's compare the big banks to Florida Credit Union. They have rewards, and we do too. They have customer service. Hello, 24/7. They have celebrities. Hey, Danny. But with Florida Credit Union, there's no annual fee, no liability for fraudulent charges, and no 22% interest rates. Choose Florida Credit Union, and you'll not only have a great credit card, but you'll have the support and personal touch that the big banks, well, can't touch. Florida Credit Union, connecting your money to your life. Federally insured by the NCUA.
WOCA.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. For today, a nice one with intervals of clouds and sunshine at an afternoon high of 81 to 85. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, lows ranging from 60 inland to about 65 along the coast. For tomorrow, some sunshine with a shower or thunderstorm possible in the afternoon, high 80 to 84. On Friday, mostly sunny and warm, the high 82 to 86. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
Robin and I have come up with a